So please move outside. Okay, thank you very much. Not even funny.
Especially with Lee.
Oh, that's right. We got all hers.
We got a bunch of stuff. Oh, shit. Jonathan, you're next. All right. If I can have your attention, moving to agenda item number 11. Consider artificial turf replacement at line. Could you please move out to the outside, guys, please? Move outside. Yeah. Jeez. We'll get in for midnight.
Can't get on the elevator.
They can't all get on the elevator.
Stair walker. Get out of this.
Get out the door. Jonathan, talk to us.
Yes, sir. Mayor, council, good evening. We're considering the purchase of turf replacement at Lions Club Park. The turf was damaged due to high winds in a recent storm. The replacement will cost $61,978.57, and these funds are within the park's budget.
Okay.
I
think I heard that.
Is that the park downtown, Muskingum?
It's or next to the mall, right off of 42nd Street, behind the mall and Walmart and Lowe's. On Wendover is a street.
There's a park.
Yeah, back down there.
It's a neighborhood park.
Didn't even know there was a park back there.
Maybe questions for
So will this have a better warranty than the stuff at Jim Parker?
So this turf does have a 15-year warranty. I think at Jim Parker we've already ordered the turf to replace to make the repairs. It'll be a little over $2,000 at Jim Parker.
Good.
That's a tough design on the side of that hill. Oh, excuse me. On the side of that hill, it's a caliche base, and with that severe of a slope, it really should have been a concrete base. So that's the issues at Jim Parker, but we are repairing those as well.
Mr. Mayor, if there's no more discussion, I move we accept the request.
I'll second.
motion and a second by Councilman Haney. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approved. Agenda item 12. Consider accepting appropriate funds for $150,000 donated to the City of Odessa Police Department for the 2025 Busting for Badges Clay Shoot. Chief Gerke.
This is the easiest thing you'll do all night.
Promise?
I promise. This is simply a request to accept a donation of $150,000 from Busting for Badges Clay Shoot. It's a tremendous event. If you've ever been out there, you see the amount of support that we get.
I shot this one this year.
How'd you do?
Good.
There you go.
I didn't win a gun though. So
Well, good to you is probably different than me. So if you think about that, $150,000 to us, the $150,000 to Ector County Sheriff's Office, $150,000 to Midland County Sheriff's Office, and $150,000 to Midland Police Department. That's tremendous. That's a tremendous impact. Generally speaking, we use these funds for equipment that are unbudgeted, but also mainly focus on protective equipment such as helmets and vests.
So move.
Motion by Councilman Cannell, second by Councilman Mitchell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Thank you, Chief. Agenda item number 13. Consider authorizing the extension of the improvements agreement for Shiloh Square 5th filing for 6 months. Ron.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. QSR Development has requested that the city extends the existing improvements agreement for Shiloh Square 5th filing for 6 months. This request is consistent with Section 9 of the improvements agreement. The extension will allow the requester to complete the improvements within the time frame set by the improvements agreement, and city staff recommends approval of this item. And I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Councilman Thompson, is that your area?
It is. That's Shiloh, that's where McDonald's is. What's the holdup?
So they have to complete the improvements. They haven't done it yet, so they are extending the improvements agreement to be able to be in that time frame. So
Would have been slow. Okay. My only question.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Councilman Thompson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Cannell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, sir. All right, an ordinance, agenda item 14. Consider approval of the request by Maverick Engineering for a zone change from SF-2 Single Family 3 District to PDH Planned Development District Housing on a 3.11 acre tract of land situated in section 34, block 42, township 2, South Ector County, Texas. Liz.
She bought her whole office.
So since this is not a public hearing, I'm just going to give a recaps of what the project is. It's the triplex project that we voted, and this would technically be the second reading. And I do think you might have some cards of some of the citizens that want to talk in behalf of this project. But basically, we're still in favor for the project to move forward. It will bring more housing to the area. We do think that there's good balance between it. We actually did get a little bit more pictures for you guys, just so you guys can see the environment around there. Let me go to it. So it kind of shows you that you do have some kind of businesses already in this area. So by putting the housing, it will create a good transition between the single-family residents, between the businesses, and with them complying to the site plan, I believe that it would also them being willing to work with us. And since the site plan is getting adopted, we do have control that if they do make any changes, it will come back to you guys. So I'm now open to any questions, or if you want to open it up to.
We still approve it? I thought the Planning and Zoning Committee did not approve it.
The planning and zoning tabled it, correct. And then you guys, because it was one of the projects that needed to be voted by supermajority, it did pass for the first reading.
Okay.
And we're now on the second reading for it.
Is there any speakers?
We do. Eduardo Favela?
Come on up to the podium.
Good afternoon. Edgardo Favela, I'm the guy trying to do this project out there. Hey, y'all got any questions for me so far?
Was there fencing last time around? Fencing last time?
Yes, it's gonna be wood fencing.
Same, okay, you just
Yes.
explain that on the fencing, what's gonna go up?
I have pictures up there.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it. I don't know the actual height of the fence yet. They haven't sent me that to me, but they got the fencing right there. I don't know if I answered that question right for you. What was your question?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Mr. Favela, I had an email from one of the residents that lives in that neighborhood. Said something that and Mr. Mitchell, you may know better than I, said something about the entrance to the parking lot being changed from one side to another.
Yeah, to Clements, I believe, was the comment.
Did you know anything about that, Councilman Mitchell?
No, but I was asking, I think it's coming out on Clements, correct?
Yes, sir.
And I was just, at first, kind of thought maybe it'd be a disturbance, but I think it'd be better on Clements than Honeysuckle, because that's why we getting some of the nose on it coming out of Honeysuckle.
They don't want to come out of Honeysuckle?
I don't think it's that big of a deal if it's coming out on Clements.
Okay.
It's not as close as I thought it was to the traffic light.
Yeah, it's pretty far.
I think we're pretty far from that traffic intersection.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's gonna be like in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
Clements is Clements on the north of the top?
No.
So Clemens is on the north, on the top. So it's
Yeah.
about 150 feet from
I think
that
it's
radius
back
to
far
the stop bar.
It's not like it's a 24-hour Whataburger. It's
Yeah, it's yeah. No, there's gonna be nobody there. No traffic.
It's
Councilman
re-
Mitchell,
yeah.
I came across Dixie today and went and looked at that property.
Why you didn't come say hi?
I was busy looking at that piece of property for you.
So what'd you think?
And I've had this out, it's far enough from the
Yeah,
light.
it's far enough from the
In fact,
light.
I took the assistant city manager with me to make sure that I wasn't looking at it wrong. And I think it's a good project,
Awesome.
my opinion.
Any
It's fine.
questions?
It'll be a good addition to that area.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
We didn't receive any additional calls
No.
yet. And I don't think it was but 20% of the people responded to it that said they didn't want it or something like that. So
That was my breakdown here.
yeah.
Any more
I'm
questions?
good for the project. I'm looking for something new in my neighborhood.
All righty. All right, thank you.
Any speakers?
Armando Rodriguez.
There's two restaurants there.
Picture of the entrance. We can talk about that later. Now the other one. Okay.
This one.
City Manager, Mayor, City Council, thanks a lot for having me the opportunity to speak. I am one of the neighbors that's going to be living there and going to suffer the consequences later on in the future. One of the things is, I remember I talked to our City Council, Eddie Mitchell, before, when he came in and asked me for his support when he was running for District 1. I asked him, there was a rumor they were trying to make some apartments on that empty lot, and I told him how he feels, and he said he didn't like apartments, he didn't want mobile homes, he would like to have houses built there. I said, okay, I'm willing to support you, I'm willing to help you out. So that was the thing that we discussed about it. And then Friday before the meeting, I asked him again, where do you stand? And he told me it's only one vote can make a difference, which I understand that, and everything else. So I said, okay, just vote for it, vote against it, and then let the chips fall where they fall. And one of the things is that I have a lot of questions is that when it came out, the city planning put it on the newspaper, May the 3rd, came out publicly that they were going to do that. On Monday, May the 5th, I did call them and ask them when they're going to send the letters to people to protest or approve it. And the thing is, we didn't receive it until May the 9th. May the 9th, we received the letter. The board and zoning committee were going to meet. They met on the, what day? They met on the 12th. They met on that Thursday. It was very short notice to get people to sign the petition, not to sign the petition, send the postcards of the protest. We were lucky to get some of them before that. It was not enough. And the thing is, if we would have received them ahead of time, I think you would have had more. You did get more. You did get more than 30%. You did get more than 20% of the people that protested it. We could have gotten more if we would have received it before the 9th of May. And it was very short notice completely. One of the things is, the committee voted 5-2. The commission's committee, they voted 5-2, and it was, they didn't approve it because they understand what's going to happen later in the future. Y'all, the city manager, city council voted 6-1, which that's, nothing that we can do. But what the thing is that it really disappointed me is that I asked, before you ran, Eddie Mitchell, City Council, I asked you, and then you changed your mind at this meeting. That's very disappointing because I put myself in my line to help you in your campaign, and just to leave me like that. On the interest from the honeysuckle, show me that picture. See, there's an interest to the Honeysuckle Street. Well, that's where I live, and there's going to be a lot of traffic there. One of the things is, it's going to be a lot of problems because they only got 4 permits for people to park their cars there. But in culture, we have more than 4 people having a car there.
3 minutes are up.
And that's what my concern is. They're going to be parking in our, they got right to park there, but sometimes they're going to be parking a lot on Honeysuckle. If you can change that to Clemens, both interests, that'd be okay. But I really am against this project.
Thank you.
Billy Cleaver.
Good evening, Council. Bill Cleaver, 417 Washington Lane. My wife still let me stay there. Let me see if I can pull up my notes. And I got some money for you, Jackrabbit, too. Look, no one wanted a West Side Walmart. No one. No one wanted a West Side HEB. But drive out there now, and I guarantee you can't get in the parking lot because everybody wants to go to the West Side HEB, the West Side Walmart. And did you hear that someone lost $9,000 there, and the old boy returned it? What a great city we live in. That's pretty honest. But just think about this. You're going to get $5 million in tax money forever. You're going to get it right off the bat. When this guy here spends that $5 million building that property, you're going to get $500,000 in sales tax. You're also going to get 1,300 workers out there buying lunches, buying groceries, staying in your motels, buying whiskey, and whatever else you do when you're young and stuff. We don't want to get into that. So how can this not be a good project? This group, Maverick Company, has worked with the neighborhood. They have said, let's move this interest around. Let's build fences. Let's plant trees. Let's add security. Same thing they did with Walmart. Same thing they did with HEB. That's what you do in the community. Old fogies like me and Armando need to get the heck out of the way and let young people like this man build the community up. Since I met with you guys 2 weeks ago, there have been 8 new home constructions that's gonna hit the market, gonna break ground on July the 1st. 2 of them gonna be mine. That's another $3 million that you guys didn't do nothing, but you're gonna get it for the next umpteen years. I guess that's the word, umpteen years. And plus you're gonna get another $300,000 in sales taxes. We cannot stop these projects. We need to let them go. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Were none of the houses, houses or apartments?
These are houses.
Anybody else?
But, I got one more minute.
I don't know if you do or not. It's
Those 8 houses, I am gonna make some money off the 8 houses. Not all of them, but some of them. But down the street from me, Armando, on both sides of the street, 2 blocks, they're gonna build some duplexes.
Yes, sir.
I'm 100% in favor of that. Yes, traffic may pick up, but it's not gonna affect the quality of my life.
Any other speakers?
That's all the cards I have.
Sorry, I didn't turn in a card. Norberto Brito, 1111 Honeysuckle, right there on the corner of this project.
After you're through with turning a card for us, we have.
Yes, sir. I'll
Thank you.
turn
I
in the
appreciate
card. I'll
it.
sign one, turn one. So what I wanted to address is we were against it before, and I pointed out all probably the
You
logistics
live
of it.
where on Honeysuckle?
1111. I own the property on the corner of 1111 Honeysuckle. Currently, it is an empty lot, and I am going to build a home there. I'm going to build
But
a
you don't
residence
live
there.
there presently.
I don't live there
Okay.
presently, but I do
That's
own
what I
that
wanna
piece
know.
of property. And then my parents live 2 houses down from there. They do live in that neighborhood. There have been, at least just on that block and around, 5 new houses built in the past 2 years. 3 years.
I live on Honeysuckle.
No, there's been 5 houses. There's 2 on the Bluebonnet side that have just been built, sold, moved into. There's been 2 that have been built on the Honeysuckle on the corner there, and there's been a 3rd one that's been built around the corner over there. And these homes are being built by different individuals. They're being built by the Odessa housing finance community, those types of houses. There have been individual developers that have been building homes there, ranging from 1,200 square foot to like a 2,000 square foot over there on the Bluebonnet side. Around the corner on Monahan Street, street's kind of little bad. Concrete guy built 2 new houses over there that have sold and been generated. My deal is you're going to open up the door to multifamily housing if you vote this way. What happens on the south side is you can look at every multifamily housing unit that has been built over there, and they run down. They don't maintain, they don't come up. There's a better solution for this lot right here, and he can still make his money, he can still invest his money, and it is single family homes. Look at all the single family homes that have been built on Fitch, on Hendrick, off of Murphy. All of those are flourishing housing communities that are single family houses. So all the single family houses that have been built out there, they're flourishing. So, but there is a better solution than doing triplexes and introducing multifamily. You open that back up to that, and you can look at around Hayes Elementary, new apartment complex, down Grant Street on the south side, over there by Ector in that neighborhood. Those are all multifamily housings, and there's people living there, they're habited, but they're run down. They don't last. All the homes that you see that have been built out there, those homes, people keep them up. Why? Because they own them. You don't get the transient people that you'll get through these triplexes, through these duplexes, and go back and look at what the councilmen did before you guys, and when they planned out the city, they did it intentionally to make this single family housing, right? Yes, we need change. You can zone it differently and do 30 homes, individual homes. You can get special lot sizes where you can get them restricted. So there's a better solution than opening this up to a multifamily. And that's just kind of where we stand in that neighborhood. So thank you, Councilman and Mayor, for listening to us. And good vote.
Thank you.
Mr. Popular, how many units are you planning to build altogether?
It's gonna be 33, sir. 33?
33? Yeah.
Can I speak? Can I defend me?
No,
Can I defend
I
myself a little
called you
bit?
up, yeah.
So, the ones he's talking about, I've already bought 3 of them. And I've already fixed them up, and I'm renting those. So, I'm trying to keep this because I want to, it's like a family I'm not gonna sell mine. I'm gonna pass those to my kids whenever they grow up. So I'm not trying to build and sell. I'm trying to build, keep them, pass it on to family, so they can go in my legacy.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to do. So, excuse me. That's all I had to say.
You're gonna have 5 duplexes on the left, or triplexes, exit onto Honeysuckle.
Yes,
Other
sir.
5 exit onto Clements.
6 to Clements, if I'm right.
Okay, I can't, well, screen's working, but now it's at the top, make it, there we go.
There you go.
Oh, I got 1 extra on it, sorry about that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's got 1 extra, 6. Gotcha.
And then I did extra parking for the same reason. That way, nobody's parking in the street, nobody's in the way. I hope nobody parks in Clemens. I don't know how that would have worked, but that's why I did the extra parking for that. For that same reason. So nobody parks in the street. Everybody's happy. I hope.
So I have a,
I'm not mad because the street on Blue Bonnet, is that your home that they just built right off of Clements?
No, those are
That's a brand new house and it's already junk. You got refrigerators, broke down cars in front of a house that even 2 months old, so it can't be no worse than a duplex.
And I will have rules. So.
What's the difference? We just built that's probably a $250,000 house, Cleveland, and it's got refrigerators hanging out the front, on the front steps and everything else. So I'm just saying, there's no difference in building a house and apartments.
Gotta have order. Only talking should be at the podium or at the dais. Apologize.
Well, we'll have rules for that too. I'm gonna keep it clean. It's by my business. I don't want my business to be looking bad because those houses be looking ugly. So I'm gonna keep it up clean. If I had to put turf or anything, but I'm gonna keep it clean.
Yeah.
Make it look nice.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what I'm trying to do.
Council, any discussion?
I just had another question that Liz can probably answer. There seems to be about 1, 2, 3, 4 zones. It's retail SF1, SF3, neighborhood service, GR. There's 1 lot over there that's GR. This goes back to our discussion earlier about cleaning the zones up, and how do you wind up with this? How do you wind up with this mishmash of?
So the intention for, especially like for the GR, was to open it up for development, mixed use development. It's just that we haven't really taken advantage of the mixed use development. That's why you have the GR. It allows for the mixture of having housing with retail, and that was the whole intention. This zoning that we currently have was meant to have flexibility, but our tendency has been to stick to a zoning and just continue that pattern throughout the city. And then we have what it's called spot zoning then come through, where they're starting to change per lot a certain zoning and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes a lot of that is like, especially like if you look on Golder, you have some of the city that is still county and then some that is city. So you have that mixture there. And whenever you bring in something that's annexed in, sometimes it goes with whatever's adjacent to it. So each one's going to be different.
Let's focus on this one.
We don't need to lessen ordinances tonight.
Well, I needed an explanation, so thank you.
What was the percentage? What was the percentage?
You reach the 20%. That's what it has to go by supermajority.
Council, any other discussion?
Just have a few things to say.
Did you get a card to the?
So I'm here as the applicant, representing the applicant, Maverick Engineering. My name's Chase
You can
Dunham.
fill out a card with next time. You can fill out a card after you're finished speaking, please.
Yes, sir. I'll fill it out afterwards. So my name's Chase Dunham. I'm with Maverick Engineering to assist representing the applicant. Y'all have heard all the details. I just want to reiterate that I believe this is a good project. We have plenty of parking on this project. It's not like we're barely scraping by meeting the code. We have 50% more parking than what's required. We're going to have a privacy fence next to the single-family residential area. We're going to do beautiful landscaping here, more than what's required. The owner's living right there. He's going to take good care of it. And I just want to reiterate, I think this is a great project, and it's going to be a great addition for this area. And it's also going to hold the dirt down when we get these weekly dust storms. You know, that's 3 acres less of dirt that you're going to have blowing around in this neighborhood. And it's going to be a great, much prettier than what's there. It's going to be a great addition to this area. Any additional questions for me?
No.
Thank you.
3 acres of less trash, Mayor, that we have to worry about a field, which I got to try to clean up.
I just have concerns with the homeowners that have expressed 20% is a large percentage from my perspective. I'm concerned about it. I need the housing, but I just think it needs to be somewhere else, so. We ready to call for a vote? Anybody ready?
I make a motion that we move forward.
The motion to approve the request by Maverick Engineering. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Thompson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? 1. So it'd be 6-1. Sorry? 2? Okay. Sorry, apologize. 5-2.
That.
Listen, Elizabeth, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Mayor, could I, you had 20% opposition?
Correct.
You needed 6 affirmative votes for it to pass, and so it failed 5-2.
Okay.
And it landlocks the property for a year.
I mean,
Sorry.
It landlocks a property for a year for another PD.
yeah, that's something else we need to talk about. As I understand it, in the city where I worked at, if it fails, you can't come back for a year.
Yeah.
Unless you make substantial changes, you can come back in 6 months. But the way I was doing the math, Mayor, and you got to have 6 affirmative votes. You had 5. It failed.
And that fails.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go to public hearing on agenda item number 15. We're going to open a public hearing to consider the approval of request by LCA for a zone change from FD-DR, Future Development District Drill Reservation, to FD Future Development District on Lot 1, Block 1, Law Enforcement Center, first filing. Elizabeth.
Thank you again, Mayor. So the next 3 items are going to be identical, so I'll try to speed it up for you guys. So what we're having is that the applicant is requesting for FD future development drill sites to actually now have a zoning. The zoning that they're requesting for right now is just going to be future development. That means that later on they will have to come back to assign the zoning that they want. For right now, they're just doing this so they can get rid of the drill site for it. We did get all the approvals needed in order to release these drill sites. We did circulate it to our internal city staff, and we are for approval of the zone change to future development.
Let's open up a public hearing. This is the public hearing, and anyone wishing to speak can do so now. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Any speakers?
Mayor, applicant present, refer to staff. Just any staff comments are good.
Okay. No speakers, then we'll close the public hearing. Council, any questions or discussion? No, I entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion to approve the request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Haney. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is unanimous. Agenda item 16. Open a public hearing to consider approval of the request by LCA for a zone change from FD-DR Future Development Drill Reservation District to FD Future Development District on a 2.06 acre tract of land known as the drill site in Foster 301, located in Section 3, Block 41, T2-S. Liz.
Again, so like I just mentioned previously, this is LCA coming to request for the release of these drill sites. So they're future development drill sites, and they're going to future development and coming later on with once they know what the development will be, they'll come back for the sign zoning.
Thank you, Liz. Let's open up a public hearing. This is a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak may do so. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Any speakers? If not, we'll close the public hearing. Council, any discussion or questions? If not, entertain a motion.
So moved.
A motion by Councilman Haney to approve the request.
Second.
Is there a second by Councilman Stoker? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion's unanimous. Agenda item number 17. Open a public hearing to consider approval of request by LCA for a zone change from FD-DR Future Development Drill Reservation District to FD Future Development District on a 1.493 acre tract of land known as drill site Katie number 1102 located in section 11 block 41 T-2-S TMP. Liz.
So again, LCA coming to request the release of these drill sites, and they're gonna be requesting the zoning of future development, and staff recommends approval.
Okay. Let's open up public hearing. This is a public hearing. Anyone wish to speak may do so. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Speakers?
No.
No speakers. We'll close the public hearing. Council, any questions or discussion? If not, entertain a motion.
I so move.
Motion by Councilman Vasquez to approve the request by LCA, a second by Councilman Thompson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Go to agenda item number 18. Let's open up a public hearing to consider the request by LCA for a specific use permit for a cemetery or mausoleum use on Lot 1, Block 1, Law Enforcement Center, first filing. Liz.
Thank you again, Mayor. So the applicant, LCA, is requesting for a CP, specific use permit for a cemetery. Part of this was the release of those drill sites, so now they're coming with the use. However, they will have to come back one more time. So our ordinance, the SCP allows for a cemetery, for the use of a cemetery, but we still will have to come back and give it a zoning.
Okay.
So we did circulate it internally to our staff. There was no objections, and the Planning and Zoning Commission Board approved it 5-0 on June 5th of 2025. So I'm now open to any questions.
Thank you. Well, I'll open up a public hearing. This is a public hearing. Anybody wish to speak may do so. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes.
No.
No speakers. We'll close the public hearing. Council, any questions or discussion?
Hey, now that was that the same as 16?
They're all in for
They're
that
all the same.
Mausoleum cemetery.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
So
the name?
earlier we were releasing the drill sites,
Yeah,
and now it's for the cemetery.
okay.
All right. I'll entertain a
Make a motion to approve.
motion by Councilman Stover to approve the request for LCA. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Haney. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion approves. Agenda item number 19. Discuss and consider all city commissions and board members, including appointment, reappointment, removal, or modification, including. Is there any,
No, not at this time.
all right. Having no business, we'll move to agenda item number 20. As authorized by the Texas Government Code, section 551.074A, subsection 1, to deliberate about personnel matters, the city council may adjourn to executive session to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee, the position of city attorney Dan Jones, and appointment of interim city attorney. All right, we need a motion to go into executive session. There's a motion by Councilman Cadell. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Vasquez. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. We're now in executive session at 9:37 p.m. Need a motion to come out of executive session.
So moved.
Second. Motion to come out of executive session by Councilman Thompson, second by Councilman Stoker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. We're back in session at 10:02 PM. No action was taken in executive session. All right, are there any motions?
I so move. Oh.
Great.
I was adjourning, guys. I'll move that we adjourn. No. I make the motion that we accept the separation agreement turned in by Mr. Daniel Jones.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Cannell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous. Any other motions?
I make a motion that we appoint Keith Stretcher as interim city attorney.
Second.
Be a motion by Councilman Thompson, a second by Councilman Mitchell. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion's unanimous.
Now.
I make a motion, we adjourn, Mr. Mayor.
Is there a second? Second. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Stoker. We are adjourned.
You could tell we are.